Hello everyone, welcome to Coding School. Today we are going to study what is meaning of loops and their types, why loops are used in programming, how to implement for loop, and we will understand its types, which are simple for loop and for each or enhance for loop. Our first topic is loops in Java. In programming languages like Java, loops are used to execute set of instructions or functions repeatedly when some conditions become true. There are three types of loops in Java: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. In today's video, we will only see for loop and its types, and in next video, we will cover while loop and do while loop. So, for loop is used to iterate over a part of program several times. If number of iterations is fixed, it is recommended to use for loop because for loop is very easy to implement than all other types of loops. There are two types of loops in Java: simple for loop and for each or enhance for loop. Let's see explanation of what is simple for loop along with an example so that you will understand it better. Simple for loop is same as for loop in C and C++. We can initialize the variable, check condition, and increment or decrement value. It consists of four parts. First is initialization. So it is the initial condition which is executed once when the loop starts. In above example, we initialize int I equals to 1, means when loop starts execution of first iteration, it will consider value of I as 1 and print the value. Here we initialize the variable or already initialized variable. Initialize the variable means we declare data type of the variable in for loop itself, and already initialized variable means we declare data type of the variable outside the for loop and only give value to that variable in for loop. Second part is condition. It is the second factor which is executed each time to test the condition of the loop. We give condition as I is less than equals to 10. So here while executing each iteration, it checks whether value of I is less than or equal to 10. It continues the execution until the condition is false, means it will execute till I is less than or equal to 10 and terminate when I becomes greater than 10. It must return boolean value either true or false. So in each iteration, it checks condition and returns boolean value as true if condition is true and returns boolean value as false if condition is false. Third part is statement. The statement of the loop executed each time until the second condition is false. So here it will print value of I until it is less than or equal to 10. Fourth part is increment or decrement. It increments or decrements the variable value. In our example, we declare increment as I++. I++ means it will increment the value of I by 1 each time the for loop executes. This is the syntax of simple for loop. As we studied, for loop is made up of four parts, that are initialization, condition, increment or decrement, and statements to be executed. Now let's solve the question on for loop. Question is, write a program to print table of a number entered by a user up to 10. So let's solve the question. First, import java.util package to get input from user. So import java.util.asterisk. Create a main method, public static void main string argues, and create object of scanner class. Scanner s equals to new scanner system dot in. Take two variables num and I. Num is used to store an integer value given by user and I is used to give condition in for loop. Int num comma I system dot out dot println enter a number. Num equals to s dot next int system dot out dot println table of num equals to for I equals to 1, I is less than equals to 10, I plus plus system dot out dot println num into I equals to num into I. Now let's run the program. Enter number as 4 and you can see the output as table of 4. In this program, because of for loop, value of I increases in each iteration and it results into formation of table. Now let's see how to implement for each loop. For each loop is used to iterate over the elements of collection. The collection may be an array or a list. It is easier to use than simple for loop because we don't need to increment value and use subscript notation. It works on the basis of index. For each loop returns each and every element one by one in a defined variable. This is the syntax of for each loop. In this we use variable to store elements of array. Let's see the example of for each loop. In this code, we don't need to import util class, so we directly create main method. First, we have to declare an array. Int arr square bracket equals to in curly braces 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now we have to print array using for each loop. For int I colon arr system dot out dot println I. Run the program. You can see the output. It print value of array because of for each loop. In this way, today we learn about for loop and for each loop. If you understand the concept, please give like to the video and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching the video. We will meet in next video with another interesting topic.